Hello all, welcome to study 53 of the Solving Studies to Improve Chess Calculation series. This time I bring you a study from the chess composer from Czechoslovakia, Professor Luboš Kopáč. He produced more than 300 studies, so very productive. And I think they are interesting, and I think also this one is a bit more relaxing than some that we have on the series, and I hope that you also can solve it under 10 minutes. I hope you enjoy it and do it before 10 minutes. So as always, if you haven't watched the guide, so you are more prepared for the practice, and after the countdown I will reach you again with a solution. And here we are, and as always, let's start with the right move, the only right move, which is knight e7. I forgot to place here the exclamation mark. This is the only good move to win this study. Of course, if we notice the position from the beginning, of course, white is going to try to win, taking advantage of the poor situation of the king. So the king can't move anywhere at the moment because he is restricted. Uh, and in fact, black best option is to sacrifice the rook so it gets the king with a stalemate position. And the best idea for black is like, for example, going to a8 and then sacrifice and then it's game over. The problem is white is going to try to checkmate. And the two squares good to checkmate black king are going to be f7 or, of course, g8. But g8 is as the bishop. And f7 is in a diagonal one square away. So this means the knight will need 4 moves to reach there. So not the best idea. So the target is to go to g8. And to go to g8, we have two options. So we need to select the one which is right. And of course, we already know by now that the best one is with the knight e7. But what happens if the knight goes to f6? Well, what happens is the rook comes to f1. So now we are threatening the knight, and the bishop get out, but then we lose the knight. And if the knight moves again, let's say, for example, over here, well, this is just a stupid move. Well, we can simply go even to this place, to f8, and when the knight takes back, well, it's a stalemate. We can't move the king, and it's not check. I'm just giving you direct moves, not needing to think very deep about this. White is trying to win, and black is trying to avoid it. So no need to play smart over here. And what is the difference between this one and be going to e7? Well, simply when the rook comes to e1, so threatening the knight again, well, there is this beautiful move. The bishop comes and blocks the access to the knight, and when the rook takes the bishop, well, we get access to our desired square. It's checkmate, game over, white wins. And so let's see what happens if black tries other tries, like for example, going to a1. Well, the same team will show up. We are going to block the rook to access the desired square. In this situation, it intended to go to a8. So when the rook takes the bishop, we deliver checkmate. And same goes to anywhere the rook goes. And along the diagonal, we are going to block the rook depending on the chosen file the rook does. So after a while, we need to try other tries. And the other one is to grab the g4 pawn. So we have this move or this one. So both are equal. We are going to attack the pawn. And of course, now white needs to protect the pawn. The rook takes the pawn, sacrificing. Notice that if the bishop takes the rook, well, we get a stalemate again. But of course, white has better options. It checks the king. The kings go for h5, and now we fork it, and the king moves, and we take the rook, and after we will grab the two remaining pawns with our king, and with the help of our pieces, and then deliver checkmate with the knight and bishop against king. So I hope you have enjoyed. This is a simple one. We also need these ones for practice. They are a challenge on the beginning, and I think you all also were able to do this below the 10 minutes. At least I hope so. Well, see you again in future studies, and bye bye.